This is a documentary and report over two of the main tourist attractions and gems of the Idukki district, Munnar and the Idukki Dam.
The history of Munnar starts with the arrival of Lieutenant Connor and Lieutenant Benjamin Swebiwalt, who was in charge of surveying the land. They were the first people to map out the land around Munnar, and then followed by Carl Douglas Hamilton. In the year 1877, John Daniel Munro visits the land and decides this would be a perfect place for tea cultivation. Then John Daniel Munro, among with Henry Turner and his half-brother, Thambi A.W. Turner, decides to establish a society together. And after receiving help from the Raja of Travancore, they decided to start the tea plantation. In 1879, Thambi Turner decided to take over the task of clearing the forest around Devikulam, and later many other people like Baron George Otto Rosenberg bought land and started their own private plantations. Many other British people started to have private ownership over the land around Devikulam, and by 1894, 26 estates were functioning on the society's land. In 1902, the first railway was built and operated between Munnar and Top Station. But by 1927, all the planters faces a major setback in the form of a disastrous monsoon. In 1927, the Tata Group entered into collaboration with Findlay, which resulted in the formation of Tata Findlay Group. Tata Tea Limited was formed in 1983, and in 2005, the Kannandevan Hills Produce Company Private Limited was formed, and Tata Tea transferred the ownership of its plantations to the new company. Employees of Tata Tea hold stake in the company.
Idukki Dam is a double curvature arch dam constructed across the Periyar River in a narrow gorge between two granite hills, locally known as Kurvan and Kuruthi Hills. The dam was constructed among with two other dams at the Cherudoni and Kulamav. Together, the three dams have created an artificial lake that is 60 kilometers square. The history of the Idukki Dam project dates back to the early years of the last century. If we take E.J. Jacobs' original report to the Travancore government as the starting point, the second landmark is the conception by late W.J. John, the then superintendent of Malangara Rubber Estate near Thodupuzha. He was astonished to see the Idukki Gorge during his hunting expeditions and submitted a report to the Travancore government. Later in 1937, at the instance of Travancore government, two Italian engineers, Angelo Amodio and Claudio Marcel, recommended a scheme and a powerhouse on the banks of Periyar. In 1947, P. Joseph John, chief electrical engineer to the government of Travancore, made a preliminary investigation report proposing diversion of Periyar and Cherudoni water to a powerhouse near Arakulam. Idukki project is the biggest man-made project in Kerala. Idukki Arch Dam is the first and only arch dam in India. Cherudoni Dam is the largest and highest gravity dam in Kerala. Water is drawn from the Kulamav side through pressure shafts and through penstock pipes. The generating sets are imported from Canada. The work started in 1966 and the project was dedicated to the nation on 12th February 1976 by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. 220 lakhs man-days of work were utilized for the construction of the project.
For further reference and understanding of Idukki Dam and its importance, we were able to interview Sir Aloshi, who is the former executive engineer of the Idukki Dam Safety Department. He had very interesting views to share with us.
The project was started from 69 to 76. The construction period was 69 to 76. 69, the work was started at the first concreting was 30th March 1969, and Idukki Dam construction started. And at that time itself, the labor problem started, and after 9 months only, the construction restarted. Okay. Also, and after that, this duty emergency period only this project was completed.
Oh, the emergency
Emergency
period.
emergency period.
So they put in halt like the entire project.
Yeah, because of the lot of labor problems are there. So lot of hurdles are there, and a lot of agitations were there. Lot of Kudiraku, that's a displacement of persons from the Ayappu areas there.
Overall, with this project, we were able to understand the British and Canadian influence in these lands and also have a more vivid and clear picture of the land's history. So thank you all for listening.